What is your topic? AFSPA. Oh, Maharaj. Thank you.
दोन स्पॉट वर्षा सगळी
आप देखो मुझे हास्य आते हैं Good evening, everyone. My friends, we are going to introduce you about AFSPA. Does anybody know about AFSPA? Nobody knows. So, first of all, we will introduce ourselves. Myself, Cadet Sourav,
and I Cadet Aryan.
Now we will tell you about what is AFSPA. First, here you can read that the AFSPA stands for Armed Forces Special Power Act. This presentation will explore you about the how armed forces work, special forces entry, and the powers which are acting on that.
Now talking about the historical context of AFSPA, origins and evolution of AFSPA in India. AFSPA's roots trace back to the 1942 Quit India movement. Post-independence, it was adapted to address insurgency in the Northeast. It became a permanent act in 1958, evolving with regional conflicts. Uh, First in 1942, ordinance during Quit India movement. Second, 1947, post-independence adoption. Third, 1958, enacted as a permanent act. Fourth, ongoing, continued application in disturbed areas.
Now, we will tell you about the geographical situations where their AFSPAs are situated. Firstly, on northern side, Jammu and Kashmir, on the northern east side of India, the states like Seven Sisters, Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh, and in some distributed areas, the AFSPA is declared by the state and central government.
Key provisions and powers granted to armed forces. AFSPA grants extensive powers to armed forces personnel. These include the power to shoot the kill, arrest without warrant, and search for premises. This offers protection from prosecution without central government sanction. First, shoot to kill. Use of deadly force if deemed necessary for law and order means AFSPA can shoot anyone if he is wrong. Arrest without warrant. Detention of individuals based on suspicion. Third, search premises. Ability to search any property without a warrant. Fourth, immunity. Protection from legal proceedings without government approval.
Does anybody would like to express or share his experience on this PPT? What do you understand? Ryan, you don't want to share your experience about this PPT? Thank you for compliment. Thank you for compliment. Now talking to the controversies and human rights concerns. ASPA has faced significant criticism from human rights organizations. Allegations include extrajudicial killing, torture, and enforced disappearance. Criticize argue it fosters a culture of impunity. First, allegation of human rights abuses. Second, lack of accountability for armed forces and demand for repeal and significant amendment.
Legal challenges and Supreme Court rulings. AFSPA's constitutionality has been challenged multiple times. The Supreme Court has upheld its validity, but emphasized safeguards. It has also mandated investigations into alleged abuses. Constitutional challenges. Legal petition against AFSPA's validity. Supreme Court stance upholds validity with caveats. Safeguards mandated guidelines for its application. Investigation order probes into alleged abuses.
Now there are some case studies and impact on affected communities. First, impact of ASPA on local communities is profound. It often leads to fear, alienation, and sense of injustice. Personal stories highlight and human cost of acts implementation. First is loss of livelihood. Second, psychological trauma. And third, erosion of trust. Now talking about the loss of livelihoods. First, we can say that disruption to daily life and economy had led to some economical threat of that family. Second, psychological trauma, which deals with fear and anxiety among the residents. Now, third, erosion of trust, strained relationship with authorities.
The path forward, reform proposals and recommendations. Several committees have recommended either repeal or significant amendments. Proposals include clear accountability mechanism and uh, stricter oversight. Balancing security needs with human rights is crucial. First, repeal or amend, remove or modify contentious provisions. Second, accountability. Establish robust oversight mechanisms. Third, human rights training. Educate forces on rights and conduct. Fourth, dialogue. Engage with affected communities.
Now, that's all we have with us.
जय हिंद, जय महाराष्ट्र.